All right. Good morning. Let's just go. I'm DaShaun. I have fun. I'm trying to stream more, and it's interesting times right now. Sometimes maybe you would like to have somebody to talk to, hang out with, ask questions. Maybe you're remote, and it would be nice to be able to reach out to somebody. Hi, you can reach out. So that's what I'm doing. I'm hanging out. I'm working. I work in open source. So why not work in the open? That's what we're doing. So I worked on this demo. So I'm gonna start. I'm just gonna get started for the day. I want to make some changes to this demo. First of all, let's run it. Let's see how we look. No, let's edit one thing. I'll do it over here. No, let's do that. Let's edit some stuff, and I want to jump all the way down the bottom. Just trying to make it a little bit cleaner. Let's do this. Maybe number 0. Hopefully that works. Sure, that's that. Just trying to make it look a little bit prettier. This will be nice and easy. And then we'll get it going. It's not going to take that long. Actually, I don't know how long it's going to take. So let's time it. Let's see. As always, audio seems to be the hardest part of this. So if things don't sound right, let me know. And yeah, this demo, excuse me, is going to delete some stuff. It's going to clean up because we don't want to show stuff that's already done. It's a demo. Let's like show the real thing. So I focus a lot of my time on getting you to the latest and greatest. There's a lot of work being done around Java and the JVM, and Java 21 is out, and there's a lot of options. There's a lot of different JVMs out here doing a lot of really cool things. I'm going to start with Java 8 here. I'm using Liberica's version of Java 8. I'm building a Spring Boot 2.6 application, and I'm just using the Web and Actuator. It's a simple app, the hello world, that we can just go and we can test. I'm starting it clean, and I'm saving the logs. We can see it's Spring Boot 2.6, and then we jump in and we can see that it's healthy. So it started up, it's healthy. I capture one more metric here. On my machine, it's running 372.2 megabytes. That's how much that process is running. So in the background here, now I'm going to say, hey, I want to take that Java 8 version of this Spring Boot 2 app, and I want to do a CF push. So I'm going to push that up to a running Cloud Foundry, and that'll just take a couple of seconds. You can see I pushed the jar file that I just built, so the same bytecode, I pushed that just to save a tiny little bit of time. And let's keep on going. So that's going to go. I don't have to think about building a container. I don't have to think about anything. I'm like, just, hey, here's my source code. Go run it. One of the things I worked on yesterday was I'm standing up Karifi, which is Cloud Foundry running on Kubernetes. So now that's running. So cool. It's running in the background. Let's keep on going. So now we're going to stop the one that was running locally. I should have stopped that first. That might make it go a little bit faster. Now we're going to upgrade it. We're going to use the Open Rewrite Maven plugin. We're going to upgrade it to Spring Boot 3.1. Spring Boot 3.2 is coming out in like 9 days. So now this Open Rewrite plugin is going to go and upgrade my Spring Boot app. It's going to upgrade it from Spring Boot 2.6 to Spring Boot 2.7, then from 2.7 to 3.0, and then from 3.0 to 3.1. Like, how easy is that? It can be that easy for your apps. Now I'm going to switch to Java 17. And I said 21, so let me fix that note. But I'm going to switch to Java 17 because on my Cloud Foundry right now, I only support Java 17. We saw that it's running 3.1.5 and it's up and running. So now we're going to take, and we saved a little bit of memory. So yesterday the question was like, how is saving memory saving money? your infrastructure. If I have 100 apps and now they're taking half as much room or even 25% less room, I don't need as much infrastructure. So now I'm doing the CF push of this Java 17 version. So it's Spring Boot 3.15 running Java 17. So I'm pushing the same app, but a newer version, a faster version. It's new bytecode that I'm pushing up. And I'm telling it to run with Java 17, so a different version of the build pack. Cloud Foundry makes that container for me. So I don't have to think about it a whole lot. It's just like, hey, here's my new, better, new and improved source code. Please go run it for me. So it's gonna do the same thing. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but it's time that I don't have to worry about. This could be time in my supply chain. This could be time in my CI/CD process. I don't have to worry about it. Let's get it started. Fantastic. We're waiting for it to start, and then we'll keep on going. It's bright and early. I got the sun. I tried to close the blinds, but that sun is like right there. This is a new soundtrack. I'm a big fan of Monster Cat. I'm pretty much always playing Monster Cat. All right, now I've done that. Now I'm doing a native image. So now that I'm on Spring Boot 3, I'm saying, hey, go give me a native version of this image. So here's the thing. I'm doing this on ARM64 on Darwin. So the native image that I'm building, I'm going to run it locally to kind of show like, hey, here's what it could be, and to compare it against the other versions that we're running locally on ARM64. But when I push it to Cloud Foundry, I made a Linux version because Cloud Foundry doesn't have ARM64 images. And when you're doing native images, they're not transferable like bytecode is. I can't build native image, statically linked native image code for Darwin and ARM64 and run it on Cloud Foundry because Cloud Foundry is Linux and it's x86. That's one of the trade-offs that we make when we're doing this native code. So I made an image, I made a Linux version of this, just like I'm doing here, except I made it on a Linux machine, and I did the same process, but I'm comparing. I want you to see the output, like how much we can save here. So it took a minute and 1 second, and then we're gonna start it up. And we're gonna see it's still Spring Boot 3.1.5, starts up really, really fast, and it's still healthy. So it still operates. It's still my Spring Boot app, but now it's native code, and it's running 78.5 megabytes on this machine. So now we're gonna stop that one, and we're gonna push a pre-built Linux native image because I want it to run in Cloud Foundry. So in Cloud Foundry, I'm running the binary build pack, and I'm pushing that pre-built, which is in the repository that I'm working from. So you can have one too, in case you're running on ARM64, or you can build your own. Either way, I just want to show kind of what it looks like. So I'll show where that repository lives. GitHub, open rewrite. Not that one. While it's pushing, this one. So here, it's all the things that you need to go, and you can get started. Oh, I gotta change those videos because those videos aren't the ones. And everything is there. I'm gonna make a couple of changes, a couple of tweaks that I noticed during this run. But now we're pushing a statically linked native image up to Cloud Foundry, and we'll do some analysis. Like, what do we see? What are you trying to show me, DaShaun? I'm just trying to show you that you've got options. Maybe one of the fun things I should do today is play with some of these different JVMs. I am still looking for Liberica 21.0.1 plus 15 to show up in SDKman because that has crack. Coordinated restore at checkpoint. So now we've got two options. So this is going, we're waiting for it to start. So this image that I pushed up, this is the binary. It's running in a much smaller container, but let's capture all of the metrics here. So locally, this is what we saw. The first app, the Spring Boot 2.6 with Java 8, started up 1.136 seconds. It used 372.2 megabytes. Then we upgraded using Open Rewrite. And after the upgrade, It started up in 1.007 seconds, and it used 242.4 megabytes. So we saved 35% of that memory footprint. So we've now got, yeah, that much more, 130 something, 130-ish megabytes that we can use for another app. And once you get there, once you get to Spring Boot 3, you can do the AOT, the ahead of time processing. You can generate a native image. So I generated this native image, it started up in 0.07 seconds, and it only used 78.5 megabytes on my Mac, on my ARM64 Mac. That's a 79% savings over what we started with. That's massive. That's great, right? But then I deployed all of these. I deployed this app, the same bytecode. I deployed it to Cloud Foundry, and after it's running, right, after it's been running for a few seconds, I didn't capture this right after it started. It's been running in the background here. So these are the exact same 3 apps. That one, after it's been running, 191. So there's a difference there, right? Even after it's been running, it's not as big a here, but we're still seeing a difference just going from Java 8 to Java 17. Same exact app. Like, why would you, even though this is a smaller number than this, why would you leave that money on the table? And then look at this. This is the native image. This is the Linux version. So it's not this exact same version that I built locally. It's this Linux version that I pushed. And I only needed a 256 megabyte container to get it up and running. And here's how much it's using. So that's pretty cool. So that demo took 7 minutes to go. That's kind of pushing it. That's good. But we're going to make some changes. So, yeah. Anbu. It is. Like, there's still massive savings, right? Let's just round that to 200 and that to 150. That's still a 25% savings. That's after the spike. So the spike is going to take you, you're going to need a bigger container. But even after you've settled down, there's still a big savings here. Like, get on the latest and greatest. That's what I'm trying to show here. Get on the latest and greatest. And Anbu, thank you so much for showing up. I'm happy that you're here. Anbu. I'm glad that you're here. I'm very glad that you're here. So I'm going to make some changes that I noticed in there. So let's do that. So first thing was I'm using Java 17, not 21. I said Java 8. And then here I said switch to Java 17. And then what else did I say? That wasn't there another change I want to do? I start, we stop. Oh, I said I wanted to stop. I wanted to stop before I did the push. So down here I did show the memory. I did Spring Boot stop. I think I could do the stop part before I do the push. So is that what I do down here? I do, yep, I do stop and then push. I do stop and then push, yeah. So that, just make it a little bit faster. That should work. And then let's get status. Oh, also the README, add. So I'm just working in the open. If you got any questions, like, feel free to ask. I'm here to help. Update. Comments. And stop before push. Push. And yeah, so it'd be nice to make another version of that video, but we'll do that later. And that's really something I've been trying to check off this week, so I'm happy that that's done. And the other thing that I've been doing is I'm trying to get Kubernetes deployed, get myself some dial tone in all the places. So let me jump over here. What were we working on last? Last night we were working on JBoss, talking about JEE and like what customers are doing, what people are doing. There's still lots of WebLogic in the world. And yeah, some people still don't know that VMware, the champions and stewards of Spring, like the people that are giving us Spring, all or most of them work for VMware. And yeah, another fun fact, Broadcom makes the chips in Raspberry Pis. So I do a lot of Raspberry Pi. So we were just like talking about what does it mean? Like what's going to happen with if somebody's in a position of being a middleware engineer, what's going to happen? And we just kind of reviewing some notes. So this is yesterday's notes, but we can start some new ones. So let's save that off to, yeah, that was Monday evening. Done. And then let's just refresh. Let's, yeah. I have to do a better job. I save all these notes, but I don't really go back to them as often as I should. So let's reset. Why am I not saying a reset? Like, oh, it's because I'm doing this stop session. I had people that were sharing and adding. Now I should be able to reset the canvas. Awesome. So what should we do today? Let me look at my calendar and see what we're going to get into. We did one demo already. Let's see what else we can get into today. How are you doing? What are you getting into? I know I'm just going to be, I know at a minimum, I'm going to be doing some Kubernetes. So the other thing that I left off yesterday was trying to get Karifi installed. And I was trying to install it on K3s. So I have a Karifi cluster. And I tried to add Cilium to the cluster. And this is where I'm at. So right now, my setup isn't allowing for a service LB. And I don't know why. So I might need some help on that. I might need some help. I might need to figure that out. Please continue to hold. I'm still trying to check my calendar. Let's see what else I got. Ambu, how is the audio? Is everything, can you hear my voice? That's the one thing. Can you hear my voice over the music? I want the music to kind of be there, but I don't want the music to be the main thing. I want it to be in the background, fill in the gaps so you can't hear my fans, my computer fans. Looking, I need to cancel some travel. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for that. I appreciate that feedback. And all right, today. So it looks like I'm gonna stream for a couple hours before I get into anything else. And yeah, I got a couple of things I want to do. So I'm kind of stuck here, and I'm not gonna dig into that because that's not what is not the highest priority. I can move this machine. So I'll probably do that. And then I got to deploy a couple more Raspberry Pis. And from there, we're going to get into the Paketo ARM64 stuff. So please hold. We're going to put this on my to-do. What is today? 2023? 11/14. And all right, so things that we need to do. We got to finish the Karifi install. Work on the Paketo ARM64 improvements. I think that's it. Oh, we have spring office hours coming up later today. I should probably check in on that. I have no idea what we're doing. We got to get it scheduled. And basketball. So yeah, I'll have a little bit of time to stream a little bit. And let's go. I had a big milestone yesterday. I hit 200 followers on Twitch. I've actually been streaming on Twitch for years longer than on YouTube, but I have more followers on YouTube, which is weird. So I'm happy. I'm happy that I hit 200. That's a definite milestone over in the Twitch-averse. Twitch-averse. And please hold. No, I don't need to hold. So things that I'm working on. Oh, I wanted to come back to this, but we'll come back to it later. We tried to do Contour. It says right here, I need a Kubernetes cluster with support for service type load balancer. How do I do that? K3S service type. I said I wasn't going to go down this path. Okay, K3S for Rancher Labs. This is kind of my default. Load balancing. Proposes how to extend K3's load balancing functionality with Metal LB. This is not about K3S. If you'd like to learn about K3S under the hood, please enjoy this. Hey, Darren Shepard. K3S under the hood. I'm a big fan of K3S on the edge. So what I don't understand, understand is, let's go in here. It's the problem here is it can't deploy this load balancer, but I don't understand why. So in order to understand why, I can do this kubectl, and what I should be doing is I should be reaching out to my friends that know Kubernetes better than I do. This is, instead of struggling to get through this, I should go call for help. So that's what I'm gonna do, maybe. Please hold. I'm gonna phone a friend. I'm gonna phone a friend. Please continue to hold as I look to phone a friend. Uh-oh. Where did it go? I lost it. Phoning a friend. I have most of it working, I think. I'm just stuck getting a service, a load balancer. I'm using K3S and Corifi requires cert manager contour. What else? What else do we add here? Here, cert manager contour kpack metric service. I'm stuck getting contour to finish because it can't deploy the load balancer. I'm using Cilium instead of traffic. Maybe I should try switching that. Let's do that, right? So sometimes just thinking out loud and talking to the duck. That was me writing to my buddy Lee. Sometimes that's the answer. Awesome. So I just had somebody reach out about wanting to do cool stuff with Spring on Cloud Foundry. So look at that. We just did this demo, like literally just seconds ago. So sorry. I just lost my cursor somehow. Oop. So weird. Sometimes what I'm doing here, I lose my cursor and I wasn't on screen, and that's an awful way to stream. So I apologize for that. I will get it back here in just a minute. So I'm not doing this, but what I did decide that I'm going to do is I'm going to redo, because as I was thinking out loud talking to Lee, I decided, hey, why don't I just retry it with traffic? So let's SSH over to Senshin. Oops. The box that's running Karifi, K3S. Then let's uninstall it. Let's remove user local bin K3S kill. Like, shut everything down. And then remove it. We're gonna start over. That's okay. Like, it's okay. It's okay to, and it's I think a good spot to be able to just be like, hey, I did something wrong. Like, wipe it out and rebuild it. That's where I like to be in that mode. So now that we're off that box, wait, let's do this one thing while we're there. Sudo apt update. One device has a firmware upgrade available. Let's take a look at what that is. After you do that, sudo apt upgrade -y. Get on the latest and greatest, right? What if there's a CVE that I'm not updating? This is what I want to do. So now let's run this. Firmware update manager. So this is telling me that there's firmware. Devices with no available firmware updates. Updatable. The UEFI. Okay, secure boot. Okay, insecure versions of Microsoft Windows Boot Manager affected by Black Lotus were added to the list of forbidden signatures. Okay, before installing the update, FW update will check for any. So I need to run this. Description, insecure. So I've never done the firmware update this way, but there's CVEs. Like, I don't want to. So what is FW? What is this? Isn't that what they're saying? What is this? How to update firmware on Ubuntu. Sudo apt install. Okay. Okay. Is that what I just ran? Get devices? No, I said get upgrades. Okay, that's pretty cool. This is definitely new to me. Yeah. Go get it. Okay, and then we ran the get updates. So this is something probably that I need to do. Oh, and then this. Yeah. Do it. Big boy. Yeah. Do it. Big boy. Here we go. All right, so now it's updating firmware. That was kind of easy. All right. What a good way to start the day. Like how fun is that? That like the thing that's top of mind is the thing that might help somebody else right away. I like those kind of days. Like I picked right. I picked the right thing. All right, so that is rebooting. It's already back up. Now I want to do the, let's see, this one. Wait, I did management after Karifi. Is that right? Didn't I say that Senshin? I hope I didn't do that wrong. Get nodes. So 132 is definitely Karifi. Okay, so I'm gonna do this same thing, except I'm not gonna disable traffic. So I'm gonna say K3 sup install. Oh, you know what I have to do first? I've got to remove the stuff that I had there already. So I'm gonna do this kubectx -d Karifi. History. I think it's kubectl delete context Karifi. I don't remember what it is. Kubectl delete config. Let's get rid of all the old stuff so we don't have like bad certs and stuff sitting around. Config unset clusters. Config I want to delete context. There we go. Kubectl config. Kubectl config. Delete context Karifi. Cannot delete context Karifi. And okay, let's delete cluster. And then there's also like that's cat kube config type grep Karifi. Current context Karifi. All right. There's a user. Delete user. Karifi is gone. It's out of there. So now what I should be able to do is install it without, I'm going to leave traffic in so that I can hopefully get a load balancer. And that's okay. So I won't be using Cilium, that's fine. Store 3, pipe, wrap, K3 sup, pipe, wrap, Karifi. Right, ping senshin. Cool. All right, so K3 sup install IP 100.98.42.132. We're just reinstalling. I'm not going to put the extra args. I'm just going to say, let's just go local path, do the same thing, kube config, and give me another context called Karifi. Does that look good? Let's see. Let's give it a try. And we're hoping that this will give me a setup that I can deploy a load balancer with. That's easy, or easy-ish, right? So let's do kube cuddle or kube CTX over to Karifi. Let's make sure that get nodes. Let's make sure that's up and running. It looks like it. Fantastic. Now we can watch this. Now we go over here to our flux control, because that's what you do after you get a cluster. Then you want to bootstrap it with flux. So I have, this is what I did yesterday. I have flux set up, and I deleted this cluster. I deleted everything about it, but flux knows what's supposed to be there because I did everything through Git. So when I do this bootstrap, it's going to install flux. Here, let's do this. K9s. Let's just make sure, let's get everything visible. Okay, so we can see I've got a one node here in my Karifi context cluster, user Karifi. It's only been up for a few seconds. It's doing its thing. So it's standing up, and you'll see that now we've got traffic, and we've got a service LB for traffic. So that's a good thing. So now when I do this, whoops, when I go over here and I bootstrap this cluster, because there is no flux system here, when I bootstrap it, it's going to install flux, and then it's going to read this config, and it's going to say like, hey, I want a cert manager in this namespace. I want this customization, which it's going to point to, hey, go grab this. So I've got all the instructions down here in my infrastructure. This is something that I got from Lee. And it's just going to go. So not only is it going to install Flux, but I've also got the instructions that says, in this Karifi cluster, I want Cert Manager, I want Contour, and I want KPAC. That's how far we got. We got stuck on Contour. So let's just go. So what I need to do is I'm here, kube CTX. I just want to make sure I'm on the right cluster because I've got this little handy dandy command over here in the README, which you can go see. Just go run this. So this is how I bootstrap it. It's going to go do its thing. I'm just using the Flux CLI. I'm saying, hey, bootstrap in GitHub in this repository. Let me show you the repository. So you can see and you can learn and you can have the same coolness that I've got. GitHub, github.com/DaShaun-cloud. Flux control. Here's all the stuff. You have all the stuff minus my secrets, but you can go and do this same thing. You can copy, you can get the exact same infrastructure set up. You can copy and paste all of these instructions and you can get a cluster that's just like mine. Easily. So we did that. It's, hey, it's Bootstrap. We're reconciling. Now we can go over here and we can watch as it installs Flux. And then from Flux, then it's like, oh yeah, I see you want a cert manager. Oh, yeah. And you also said you wanted KPAC. It did all those things. I don't have to redo all the stuff because I had it in Git. So now this is where we got stuck. Is Contour is up and running. This is the one that did not run before. The service LB. So it's trying to use Contour and maybe there's a conflict there. So I was just trying another route. So that was totally worth the 15-minute diversion, if you can even call it that. It's me trying out different options. So it's not able to deploy now Envoy. And I think that that's probably because of traffic already being there. So what would my other option be? When I didn't have traffic installed, Envoy was able to install. Is this Envoy going to tell me any, is it going to give me any Envoy init config? No logs. All right, so yeah, it's not getting anything from this set of logs, and my Kubernetes skills. I don't want to be a Kubernetes admin. I just want to do git commit, and I want my stuff to run. So that's why I'm trying to install Karifi. So that's cool. It didn't work. But remember, I phoned a friend, so I can put this on pause. I phoned a friend, and maybe we will get some help. In the meantime, let's keep going. Sorry, I'm answering some other stuff. Please hold. I'm going to update my calendar so people can see that I'm not going to be out of town. And while that's happening, this isn't going to go anywhere, right? So let's do this. Let's go back and let's uninstall K3s. We'll circle back to that later. We're going to move this node into the closet. It doesn't need to be here. And there's nothing running on it anyways. So we can switch from that back to the Paketo ARM64 stuff. So let's do a little bit of housekeeping here. Let's go over to Synchin again. And let's to user local bin K3s, like just stop. And then let's do the same thing and just uninstall. Okay, so now it's not running. That machine can go back in the closet, but let's clean up kubectx. Let's switch back to Nooks, and then let's do all the kubectl delete stuff. Right, bang, 519, 520, and 524. Cool. So now, yeah, Karifi isn't around. We can come back, and that's okay. I still have all the configs. I just need I need a way. This is the instructions. It says, I need a Kubernetes cluster with support for services of type load balancer, because it's deploying Envoy in Contour. So yeah, there's something to connect there. But again, we'll pause it. We'll pause that. I'm going to grab this URL as a kind of a placeholder, and I'm going to close the tab, because the tab is like my to-do. That's where my conscious is, right? So this is the other URL that I'm going to put in over on this other to-do. As just like, hey, here's where my notes are. So that I can close these tabs and I can switch my mind over to something else. This was cool. We did that. I showed you that. And yeah, what are we doing? We're gonna. I need to update my calendar. move. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Enjoy the music. I'll do this. And do this. Yeah, I'm gonna go jump in the closet. So be cool. Hang out. Enjoy the music. One sec. I don't skip leg day, bro. I am actually training for Philadelphia Marathon on Sunday. I will be running Philadelphia Marathon. So yeah, thank you so much. I was on your Discord last night during your stream. I had fun chatting. I was trying to tell you, I don't want you to go. I don't want you to go over to that company. And I think you are doing good things on your stream, and I think that you do have a calling. I think that you are somebody that this community needs. So I don't want to see you go into big tech. I want to see you keep doing what you're doing and grow and share and be that person that lets other people see it's okay to grow and share and be visible. I really mean that. So yeah, like you are special, and there's a lot of people that need to see you, and they need to see you more. So I have strong opinions, and I want to chat about that sometime. So what I'm doing is I just moved some clusters around. I am yeah, just doing some cleanup. This is what I did. I need to update my calendar, so let me do that real quick. I'm gonna work on this. I just did this, so that's done. This is what I'm gonna work on here in a bit, but I need to update my calendar because I got some other like work stuff to do, and I'm doing that on this other screen. So like, let's switch here while I do this other stuff. So bear with me. The approach I'm taking, I'm gonna try it anyways, is that I work in open source. I'm a developer advocate. So when I'm here at my computer, I want to be visible. I want to be available. I want to be able to help. So I'm trying it. I'm having fun. I've been streaming quite a bit for the last few days. So I'm just trying to like be out there and available because I'm not. Why not? Like what else? I would much rather like live stream. Yeah, than to sit here, because I could do it on my own. I could just sit here and do my work, or I could maybe co-work with you. I could sit next to you and we could do this together. I hope this is what you're saying. Yeah, facts. So let me do. Every once in a while, I got to do some of the work stuff. It's not fun to stream, and I don't need to like put everybody else out there. But I need to update calendars so I can be available. Let me hit the other button. So, oh, look at this. I appreciate you. Yes, I'm gonna try to get back into the code. I need to, get the work stuff in place. But thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it a lot. So bear with me. It shouldn't take me long to update my calendar. I've got to cancel a trip that I was going to go on, and I need to do that pretty quick here. Because if you don't want us to like come hang out, here's what I do. Like one of the things that I've been doing a lot lately is I show people how to upgrade Spring. Like I'm a Spring developer advocate. I do Spring. I enjoy Spring. I love Spring. I deploy on Raspberry Pis and Nooks. I got a bunch of really small computers that might be, you might put out on the edge. So those are kind of my focuses, but I am spending a lot of time helping people upgrade from older versions of Spring to newer versions of Spring, from older versions of Java to newer versions of Java, so that they can, save money, get more bang for the buck. I'm looking here. Where's my trip to Pittsburgh? Here we go. I'm about to withdraw a request. You do this, reservations, blah, blah, blah. Are we canceled? Yes, cancel. I was told to cancel. I'm streaming. What are you doing? Please, I should be almost on trip. Has air travel that has been ticketed. A travel agent may be able to refund all or part of this trip. Yeah. All right. So, here, like, is that Fee Dragonfly? Foot Dragonfly? Fed Dragonfly? I think that's Fee Dragonfly. says, we've just done that in my workplace, building new microservices and managed to get folks to agree that newer Java and an upgrade to Spring Boot was necessary. Like, yeah. So let's, like, this is my jam. Like, this is where I spend a lot of time. It's not only necessary, it's like, it's valuable. It's valuable. So let's show, like, why. Since you're talking, let me give you a little bit more ammo. So let's do this. I'm gonna show you. First of all, I'm gonna just be transparent. Like, this is literally what I do. I won't search for it here. I'll search for it over here. This is my favorite. One of my favorite people. Oh, what is this? Hold on one sec. I'm gonna put this. I do this, the meme. Boop. Okay, this. So, just so you know, like, this isn't something that I just like talk about every once in a while. This is what I talk about. This is a normal conversation. You didn't upgrade to Spring Boot 3.1 yet? Like, Spring Boot 3.2 is going to be around the corner. It's going to be here in 9 days. So this is just me. This is how I operate. So just to be clear, I do this all the time. And yeah, one of the things, what I was doing earlier, I have a faster version, and this gives me an opportunity to use it. So I have this, not that one, I have this open rewrite, upgrade to 3.1. So let's make it big so everybody can see it. And let's just run this demo. So this is gonna go and build stuff, and this is gonna set things up. We're gonna start with Java 8. So this is just like you're saying, I'm starting with Java 8, and then I'm building a Spring Boot 2.6 app. So all we're gonna do is start with Java 8, build a Spring Boot 2.6 app, and then run it. Start the app. We're gonna capture the logs here. We're gonna put those to the output. It's healthy, right? We validate, it's got the actuator so we can test that it's healthy. And hey, it was 362.3 megs. Like, so here, the whole like necessary part, like, you don't have, you can still run it if it's still working. Like, yeah, go. There's lots of people that are running even older versions in production, but they shouldn't be. Like nobody's making them do it. Survival isn't mandatory, right? So I'm gonna run this cheat code. It's gonna go and do the upgrade. It's doing upgrade Spring Boot 3.1. So it's a recipe, meaning it's a Java app that knows how to go and update my code from Spring Boot 2.6 to Spring Boot 2.7, which is the next release, from Spring Boot 2.7 to Spring Boot 3.0, from Spring Boot 3.0 to Spring Boot 3.1. It does it all in the order that it's supposed to do it. Just like this. It knows how to do that. So, like, it's that easy. Now my Spring Boot 2.6 is running on Spring Boot 3.1. I can switch to Java 21, just like I did here, and I can run it again and watch. It's now Spring Boot 3.1.5. I need to fix that pause. It doesn't really pause very long, but it does that. It's up and running, and it's taking less memory. Again, this is a conversation I have all the time. So let's stop that and be done, and let's just kind of look at the output. So we shut it down, and then let's just look. That took like a minute. So you could run your same app on Spring Boot 2.6 and Java 8. In this case, it started up in 2.195 seconds because we're doing all other stuff here, but it runs 362.3 megs. But just by upgrading, and I upgraded in seconds because I used the open rewrite recipe, I upgraded in seconds, then it starts up faster and it uses less memory. 41% savings. So that is just like numbers about your infrastructure, but I almost need to like, I kind of want to like add that. Let's edit this guy. Like, how do I make this even more real? So when we do this, I do the Spring Boot start. This talking point really doesn't, it just scoots right over that, doesn't it? Why? Why did it scoot right over that? It seems like it didn't really give me 5 seconds. So what should I do? How do I fix that? If I do the start Spring Boot, I'm going to say prompt timeout equals 10 instead of 5, and then I'll switch it back to 5. after it's up. Let's see how that works. But the other thing I wanted to do is like, hey, at the end, after you print all this, like, I just wanted to add like a note, like, that's not even, that's just numbers, right? That's just infrastructure savings. Did you see what it, like, we haven't even started talking about the application. Like, that's almost what I said. That's almost what I said. But where I was going to go with that is like, we haven't even started talking about the security. Like, the latest version is getting OSS security updates. The older is not, right? Period. Like, Spring Boot 2.6. If we go over here, if you're on anything older than Spring Boot 2.6, you're in trouble. No, spring.io. When I go over here to Spring Boot and I look at the support, like, you see that little green bar there? That's for Spring Boot 2.7. Open source support for 2.7 goes away in a couple of days. Spring Boot 2.6 is on commercial support for like 2 more months. 2.6 commercial support. It ends in February. So like, if you're on anything older than that, if you're on Spring Boot 2.5, you're not getting any support. Right? Spring Boot 2.7 open source support ends 11/24. So Spring Boot 2.5 is no longer giving support. Spring Boot 2.7 OSS support ends 11/24. Is that what it said? 11/24. Ends 3/24. Spring Boot 2.6 commercial ends 2024-02-24. Like, yeah. So just the numbers here, take that into consideration. If you're ever like having that conversation of, yeah, hey, we need to do this. We need to upgrade things. Like the upgrade, like, hey, dollars and cents, somebody's gonna like be able to say like, hey, we saved a boatload of money by upgrading our Spring Boot. Somebody gets to say that. But there's more than that, right? There's all the other things that go along with that. The patching, all the new updates, all the new attention is on the latest and greatest stuff. If you get outdated, you fall behind and then you become exposed. The Spring team can't be supporting backwards. And this isn't anything that's changed. They've always had this calendar of how long we're going to support. The only thing that has changed, they made an exception here for 2.7. But you should not be on Spring Boot 2.7 in 2025. Please don't be that person, team, org that's still running Spring Boot 2.7 in 2025. I don't care how many apps you have. You could have 1 million apps. I just gave you a cheat code. I just showed you a cheat code. There are cheat codes, and this is the thing. People don't know about tools like Open Rewrite, about tools like Spring Boot Migrator. They don't know about it, so I've got to like let them know. You have to help me let them know about these tools. So thanks for stopping in. This is something that I talk about a lot. Here's the thing. Spring Boot 3.2 is going to be here in 9 days. So you got to upgrade then again. Like, just stay on the latest and greatest. Do these small upgrades as you're doing stuff. Java The next version of Java is going to be released here in a couple of months. You're constantly going to be upgrading. Just get used to it. Instead of doing this like stop the world, oh, let's go and migrate all these things. No, just do it all the time, right? Just like I do here, right? Brew, update. Do you do this? I do this. Like just be on the latest versions of things, right? Brew, upgrade. I wanna be on the latest versions. Go upgrade all my stuff. Because what if there's a 20% savings in there in the improvements that they released? The people that make the stuff, they're pushing out new versions for a reason. What if there's a CVE? What if there's a boatload of performance improvement? What if they're making my life easier like they've already done, right? The stuff that I'm already using, I'm already taking to production. The people that I'm standing on their shoulders, the people that have done that for me, they're bringing more value. Why would I not let them give me more stuff for free? Why would I not let them help me even more than they already do? I've trusted them enough to put their stuff into production. I'm gonna go ahead and trust them a little bit more. So let's go. Let's go. Thanks for being here. I love going off on that tangent. That's the thing. Oh, I didn't finish updating my calendar. Let me do that real quick. I'm almost done updating my calendar. We'll do that, and then we'll get back in and we'll start working on this Paketo ARM64 stuff. So please hold. I canceled my flight. I canceled my travel. Let's do that. And then I can do this. I can do this. I'm just cleaning stuff off my calendar. And making room. Almost done. Oh, I'm definitely there. Definitely there. Done. All right. I have updated my calendar. All right, now let's get into the Paketo. So in order to do that, I've got to go and look at what's been updated. Got to get all the latest news because it's moving fast. So please hold. I'm gonna switch workspace over to, and this is, you can do this too. Look, Java. I'm on the Paketo Slack. And that is here. Paketo buildpacks.slack.com. Paketo buildpacks.slack.com. So you can join. You can see what we're doing. My calendar is updated, and I'm just like getting the latest news. I don't know if it's like a good idea to show all the stuff there. So I'm just gonna like get some notes, see what's happening, so I can see what my next steps should be here. Add OS library to builder, runner images. I just wanted to think, I know DaShaun contribute ARM64 support, tiny builder, Daniel move forward. And there's basically a plan now. This is the most update PRs from Daniel. So this is in the ARM channel. So let's go do that. Okay, I can show this. All right, this is public. So here's where we are. Can I just like, this is what we're gonna focus on today. So I wanna sync things up. Let's make that skinny. This is what we're doing, the plan. These are the most up-to-date PRs from Daniel. Lip pack, Bellsoft, Liberica, done. Sean, you can start having a look at these. Basically, build Bellsoft, Watch Exec, and even Sift on top of lip pack. That give you dual arch build packs. This is what I need to do. The next step would be to update your own builder with such build packs. Okay, the new DaShaun builder would be an excellent way to validate those changes. Then we'd start merging those PRs. Okay. Let me know if you have trouble building those. Okay, I'm working on that. I'm just now getting to this. I'm doing it live. So I'm doing some testing on changes to libpack that will allow it to pick AMD64 or ARM64 binaries correctly, or any arch really. Composite, builder, oh, so that's his manifest. The above composite Java build pack and build pack list builder have the code changes in them. If you have a moment, please give them a test. Not just ARM64 builds, but also AMD64 builds. The images are indexes that have both architectures available. Do some test builds with your apps and let me know if you see issues. Thanks. Worked fine for me on Kalima on Mac OS Ventura. Congrats. Okay. Let's see. Let's take a simple app and let's see if we can get this working. Let's do this. Let's go to start.spring.io and let's build Maven 315. Yeah, build pack. That's all we need to do, right? We're gonna just add web and actuator and scroll. I think that's it. I think that's all we need. Let's generate that. It'll download. We'll go ahead and overwrite that. That's cool. Just replace it. So we're just building a new application. We're going to test some stuff that Daniel has done. See downloads. RMRF demo. We had a demo there for sure. RMRF demo. And unzip demo. And let's just open that up. We can close Zoom. And hopefully this is readable and visible, and we can all see as we work through this. There's not a lot to do here. What we're trying to test, again, if you want to follow along, I'm over here in the ARM Paketo build packs Slack, and I'm in the ARM channel. This is what I'm working on, and we're going to go and run Daniel's changes. So this is what it's using, Builder Jammy Tiny latest. We're going to change it to this one. Wait. It says the composite Java build pack and build packlist builder have the code changes in them. If you have a moment, please give them a test. So is this one that I want? No, this is Kindle Build Packs Builder Jammy Build Pack List Tiny Index. I think this is the one that I want, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change here. I'm going to change my builder to Daniel's builder. And then I go ahead and pull that down. Then what I want to do is MBNW, spring, actually, yeah, spring, no, native, spring, boot, build, image. This should use, it's going to run the test. It should pull down the new builder that I defined, which is doing. So far so good. While that's going, I'm going to check a thing. Uh-oh. Creator failed status 20. Pulled image, pulling run image, pulled run image, executing lifecycle version v 0.18.1, no build pack groups past, oh, I know why, I gotta do clean. I believe that's all I need to do. Okay, so please hold. I'm just distracted for 1 sec. Just trying to check on something for my wife here. Maybe. So Spring is a front-end tool? No, good question. So Spring is a framework that sits on top of Java. Spring is the thing that makes Java fun. That's what I'm gonna say. It makes Java fun. It makes it easier to use. It makes it go faster. The Spring team puts into this framework, they put easy ways of doing things. Yesterday on your stream, you were talking about like, hey, I want to build things. I want to get things to production. Like I understood what you're saying, and you know how you went from using simple types, strings, to using dictionaries, and you kind of like you've grown. And then once you've grown, you find patterns for how you're gonna do things. Why is my thing not working? Slightly concerned. You find these patterns, and what the Spring team has done is they're working with Java developers all over the world. Not just Java developers, they're working with developers and enterprises and big orgs and startups, cool companies that you've heard of all over the world. And they take these things that they've learned, and then they put it into a framework. Like, oh, you'd like to make a REST app? Here's an easy way. You know, add 1, 2, 3, and boom, there you have a REST app. You'd like to use the repository pattern suite? Boom, add these things. They make these things that you're going to do a lot, they make them easy. They put an abstraction, they put an easy button around a lot of things that we like to do. So let's just take a peek, because you're asking about like, what is Spring? Like, help me understand Spring. If I go here, spring.io. And again, this is the company I work for, so I'm being a little bit like commercial, but I want to be transparent about it. I work for these guys. I love it. I work here because I choose to work here. Like not because like, yeah, no other reason. I love my job, and I'm here for a reason. I want to back up. Like, I am here for a reason. I am in this role because I want to help people move forward, lift as we climb. I am here to help and to be visible. I want to help I'm trying to do the thing that I wish that I had. I wish I had somebody to reach out to, somebody that was like over the curve. Right? You know what I'm talking about. There's this like curve metaphor. Like different people are at different spots. Like, hey, you can only see so much in your career. You can only see so much. And yeah, there's hill to climb. Somebody else can see a little bit more of what's going on, but it never stops. Right? There's always like only so much that you can see. And I wish there was somebody that was up here for me that was like, hey, like, come along. I wish I had that. You know, somebody that could kind of point me to like what's next. I don't know how to do it, but I can see this far. Right? The next boss. Right? Like I wish that there was something like that for me. So I'm just trying to be that. You know, I don't know where I'm at. There's a lot of things that I don't know. But like when I'm looking back from where I'm at, like this, let's just say this is me. Right? When I'm looking back, like my stuff goes like, I got a lot. That says 1995 down there. Like I got a lot of stuff that I can help with. So I just want to be able to share it. And I enjoy what I do. I enjoy the things that the spring team is doing. I enjoy taking that to production. It makes my life easier. We can do a lot of really, really cool things without a lot of work. So I build on Raspberry Pis. So the spring team, they're over here. They have a bunch of these projects, right? So what can Spring do? Microservices, reactive cloud, web apps, serverless, event-driven, like all these different things. I actually like to look at this list. These are the projects that the Spring team delivers, like Spring team. And this is just a tiny fraction of it. But at my company, VMware, Spring is open source. VMware does all the care and feeding for the Spring team. For the people that are releasing all of these projects, we have committers on these different projects, but all of these things, VMware pays for people to take care of these things. So we have a bunch of these projects, like AMQP is for messaging. Like if you're doing batch workloads, we've got a framework around how to do batch workloads. Spring Boot is the thing that's like, it's conventions. It makes things simple, where I can take and build applications. Let's do this. Let me show you what a Spring Boot app looks like. We created this. You saw me create it. NBNW Spring Boot run. Spring Boot gives me this little thing where it says, hey, I can compile and I can build all your apps and I can take sane defaults and I'm going to configure it and I'm going to stand up a web server. So I haven't done any coding. I just built this app over here. This is exactly what I built. I said, give me Spring Web, give me the Spring Boot actuator, and give me Graal VM native support. That's what I built. I didn't do any coding. I just said, hey, help me build this project and I have a bunch of things I can choose from to help me build a project. Okay, so that's all we've done. Then we went and we started it. So now what does that mean? What did I get? Well, I've got an application that's running in a web server. I didn't put anything on the root, but I did put something here, the actuator. I've got a system that's up and running. It's healthy. So there's no front end here. There's no like front end that I can run, but please hold. I can generate an application. This is Vaadin. This is a front end that works with Spring. So watch this. I'm over here. I'm creating this little app. I think I can do this. This has a similar interface. Start.vaadin.com has a similar interface to what start.spring.io has. So let's just export this app. I'm not going to do a git repo. And let's just download it. So I have this Content Z app. I can build UIs let's do the exact same thing that I did before. I'm going to unzip content Z. It puts it into a directory. I'm going to go into content Z. This app that I just generated, right? I have some UI in front of it. I'm going to open up this one. I'm going to shut down the other one, the demo that didn't have a back end. I'm going to shut this down. I hit Control C over here. So I'll shut that down. And I'm going to go ahead, I'll leave that open. But let's switch over to Content Z. This app that I generated over on start.vaadin.com. So Vaadin gives the UI, much like you're going to get from like a, what is it? Like React, new React or whatever. Like all these frameworks have a way of creating a user interface. But this one, it builds front-end code. And just like it's built on top of Spring Boot, so we can go up here, we can look. We'll see our Spring Boot 3.1.5. Excuse me, the latest and greatest version of Spring Boot. Hey, this works. So this is a Spring Boot app that now has a front end built on top of it. Again, it's building on top of each other. That's what the Spring ecosystem does. But now I can do mvnw Spring Boot run, I believe. And let it go and do its thing. So I can build a front end for my back end super easily. And then here it is. I've got a front end that I can start to build things with. So I'm making apps and this has a front end. But I can go and edit, right? I can use this to go and like add new views. Like, hey, I want a dashboard view. That's one of their paid ones. But I want a dashboard view. I want these other features. This is the one I have. I have a feed, master details, so I can like edit stuff that's in a database, right? How many times, and I've watched your stream, how many times have you built things and then like had to make that interface where, oh, I am doing it on the command line and I'm doing SQL inserts. Wouldn't it be nice to just have like an interface built into your app, like as you're building your app? Right, so I can literally just click this button. I can add that view. I can give it a name, and I'm done. Now I've got this built. I got the UI built for this thing. In my code, I'll go and change the columns and change the stuff, but I can build an app and I can take it to production. This is a great bootstrap for what I'm trying to do. So it's not a front end, but yeah, I like Spring Boot. Learning it right now. Like if you want to learn Spring Boot. If you're looking for a language, you're looking for a way to build awesome projects, fun projects quickly and learn a boatload while you're doing it. First of all, this song is talking to me. Spring Academy. If you like Spring Boot, this is like, even if you don't like Spring Boot, you should learn about Spring Boot. This is a great place to start. Spring Academy. It's got guides. You want to learn a little bit over lunch? This is what I'm talking about. All these guides. And these guides are exactly what they're similar to guides that are over here on spring.io. All this content. But this is just like a nice, easy way to consume. Think of like having a Udemy or a Coursera that is just Spring. 100% Spring, 100% like the latest and greatest patterns for how we're taking stuff to production. All of that is right here in spring.academy. So you can sign up, you can register for free. There's a bunch of free content. Or if you decide you want to go after a certification for $2.99, I believe. I think it's $2.99. I think it's $2.99. But for $2.99, here we go. $2.99, you get all the pro content, all the stuff. You get it for a year, but then you get these prep courses to be a Spring certified professional, and you get a voucher so you can go and take the test and become a Spring certified professional for $299. So me and Dan, my friend, the real Dan Vega, I want you to follow him. over on twitter.com, the real Dan Vega. This guy, he's my teammate. I want you to follow him. He and I, we do spring office hours. For people that are learning spring, we do this podcast show. We'll be doing it later this afternoon, I hope. Fingers crossed. We haven't scheduled it yet. But we do these episodes where it's just about spring. It's just about like, hey, I'm using spring and I'm getting stuck. How do I get over this? And we're there to help. But in this little community, it's a podcast. It's just like what you're doing. It's a stream. We do it fairly regularly. We've got regular people that come in, and we've now got evidence that we've been doing this for 55 episodes or 56 episodes. We've got evidence that people in our little spring community have gone in and done the Spring Academy work, and they've done the pro and they've gotten their certifications, and they're reporting back to us how awesome and easy it is. So I highly recommend you start over here. It's a great place to go and learn. And then if you have questions, you come and join us on spring office hours. And you bring your questions and you have like a real person to talk to. Like, how cool is that? But then also here, I'm me doing my streams, and like, follow Dan. Dan's got a YouTube, so he's got even more stuff, right? The YouTube at Dan Vega. He's got tons of content, and this guy knows stuff, right? He's got tons of followers. Go and learn. Fun. He's high production quality. He goes deep. He knows stuff. So yeah, shout out, give him a follow. He's doing good things. So there's a question here. Like, hey, I'm new in Java. What is Vaadin? That's a great question. So let's just jump back over there. I went to start.vaadin.com. We can go to vaadin.com. Vaadin is one of those options that I have. Remember, at my initializer at start.spring.io, I can go and build, I can put front ends. I can choose from front ends. So Vaadin is one. Timeleaf is another one, the template engine. But I've got others. Let's go down here. Let's see what else. I don't remember them off the top of my head. Not Jersey Vaadin. Hilla is another one that I can use. Timeleaf, Apache FreeMarker, Mustache, Groovy templates. I can put these things into my Spring Boot app and I get support. And when I do it here, when I grab these versions, they're guaranteed to work together. So the whole like dependency, is this version going to work with this? That's all guaranteed if I start here at the initializer. So if you're starting an app and you want to give it, you want to use Vaadin for your front end, you just go here and you say, Vaadin, I'd like to use Vaadin. That's one way of doing it. But when I'm using Vaadin, I actually start over here at start.vaadin.com. It's basically built on top of initializers doing similar things. But it gives me, instead of dependencies that I'm going to use, I get to choose different layouts. So Vaadin is a front end framework, and here's what it looks like. I went over here, and this is the content Z that I pulled down. So I pulled down an example app. It delivered a bunch of dependencies, right? Not all, right? Like, what if I want to back it by Postgres? Well, then I can just go and copy those dependencies over, and I can keep on going. But it gives me this workable front end that allows me to do things. And what does the code look like? It's got views. Now, these views are written in Java. So it's got a framework for me to create a view that's written in Java, but it takes that Java code and then it spits out JavaScript and CSS. So when I run Vaadin, when I compile Vaadin, when I deliver Vaadin to production, I used Java code to create these user interfaces, but when it's running, I had it running. When it's running, it's generating all of the backend. So Vaadin generates all of the CSS, HTML. I'm a Java developer. So Vaadin makes my job as a Java developer really easy to make user interfaces. Hopefully that makes sense. That's why I like Vaadin. Like, if I want to put a nice wrapper around the backend work that I typically do, Vaadin is where I go. So that's why I had this open, is because I have this idea for a way that I want to manage my repositories. I want to manage the GitHubs and the demos that I do. I want to manage that in a way where I can automate it. I want to automate all the things. So like if I do a new demo today for Spring Boot running on Cloud Foundry, I'll put an entry into this database. And I was just using this feed UI as an example where I could have all of the demos that I do. And maybe I have one for the GitHub repositories that I'm editing or that I'm working on or that are in progress. I'm going to use Vaadin to build out that interface for all the things that I'm working on. So I've got a little backlog of projects that I'm working on, and this is what I'm doing. I'm choosing Vaadin. So I was learning JavaScript to create a UI for my Spring Boot API. I wish I knew this earlier. It's not too late. You can change. You can update it. You can update. Aren't you glad I'm glad you're here. I hope that you're glad you're here. I hope you're glad that you learned this, because let's dig in a little bit and let me show you how your Spring Boot API, your backend API, let me show you how it benefits an easy way of adding this. So, So here, please hold. It's been a minute, but let's go in here. So it generates the front end. So that's all the stuff that it output. But in here, I have my views, my application. So things have changed a little bit. I have this pattern where what I like to do, maybe it's here. So this Vaadin is actually generating, hey, I'm happy that you're here. So thank you for sharing that. I want this to be a safe place where we can all learn together and just do things together. So that's why we're doing it in the open. And I'll tell you, like, the mode that I'm typically in, like when I'm not streaming, like Hero, Coding with Strangers. Let's do this, right? Let's do this. Let's do a shout out because I'm super happy that you're here. Shout out at Hero, Coding with Strangers. So see, I do that. I enjoy what I do. And when I'm watching your stream, a lot of times what I'm doing is I'm just like there and I'll have you on a different screen. I'm just kind of like listening to the conversation and I'm still working. It's nice to feel connected. You know, sometimes I feel like you and Icon, I feel like, and Thomas, like I feel like because you guys are always there, I feel like we're kind of on a different kind of team, but I feel like we're on a team out here in the community trying to help, trying to, yeah, do things. I like my job. I am driven by the light bulb moments. Like FDK V2 is like, hey, I wish I knew this. Like, I am happy that I got to show you something new. That makes me happy. I like doing it in person. I like it when I can like see the light bulb moments. I like to see those things like that. That brings me joy. That's why I like doing what I do. This start.vaadin output, it gave me some example code that I can just use to start with it, right? I can use it to start. Now, it used to spit out an actual like persistence, but maybe not. Maybe it's not doing that anymore. Where I was just tying it in and I was using another Spring Boot pattern to tie in this front end to a back end. So this is something that I will dig into on stream. I'll be doing all of my work on stream, but right now I'm gonna go back to what I really want to get done today. But I will come back. So we'll come back and I'll try to like announce what I'm going to be working on when I'm going to be working on it somehow. Again, that's what I was trying to work on. How do I do announcements? I'm trying to figure out how to get that information out when I have a backlog. But right now I want to go back to this Paketo ARM64. So here's the issue. here's what we're trying to do. So I'm going to keep going. Oh, I have a note here. Give me a sec. All right. Back here. Boom, boom. There we go. All right. I was just making sure. All right. So here's where we are. We're trying to use these and we're trying to get it to build. And I thought, hopefully that makes sense. Yeah. Like let's all enjoy seeing other people level up. Shining light on somebody else does not take light away from you. All right, let's go. Let's go. So this is what I expected to work. That was just the run, but I wanted this to work. I wanted to be able to do spring boot build image. It didn't work. It failed. And maybe it's because this isn't the one I'm supposed to use. We're gonna try it one more time. And we're trying to build a native image. We're trying to build not bytecode, but statically linked native code. All right, so that's not it. So let's try this, right? Duplicate build builder, jam build pack list tiny. Let's try this. Let's try that again. FTKV2 says, I wish I had found your channel sooner. Too bad my break is over. I'll see you after work if you're online. I'll be streaming as much as possible. Thank you for joining. I appreciate a follow. And yeah, I plan on streaming more. I haven't been great at streaming, but I plan on streaming more. I'm working on it. I'm getting better and I'm gonna do it live. So yeah, thanks for joining and hope to see you again. So it says, no IO build pack builder metadata label found. So maybe I need to do more here. So let me understand. Let me understand what's happening. Because the composite Java build pack and build pack list builder have the code changes in them. If you have a moment, please give them a test. Not just ARM64 builds, but also AMD64 builds. The images are indexes that have both architectures. So I'm running into issues. I think this is the one that I want. I think this is where I want to be. And let's dig into that error to figure out why it's not working. Right? Spring Boot build image. This is what I want to do. It's pulling down his version. It identifies, I saw it identified Java 21. So it says the builder lifecycle creator failed with status 20. Build image failed. Okay, so let's try this same thing on a, hey, this is wonderful to see. I don't have all of like the element stuff, but I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hero, Coding with Strangers, you can help me make it so that I do these fun things, but I don't have OBS. I'm using StreamYard, so I got to figure out a way to make things special without OBS. So we'll noodle on that later on. We'll do it all live. We'll do it all live and we'll have fun with it. So let's do this. Let's figure out, we're going to do this same thing on a x86. Yes, we will do it live. We will do it live. So let's take, we want to do the same thing. Let's see if it works over on the x86 because it's not working on the ARM64. And this is Apple Silicon. So let's see. I happen to have a box. Let's use the box. No, let's use Kaikaku. Kaikaku. And that's because we're on this box. Let's go ahead and app update. Let's make sure that we're running on the latest and greatest. Sudo app upgrade. All right, cool. We're upgraded. So let's go to Fun, DaShaun. And do I have an app in here that we could run? No, but let's make one. Let's just do. Wait, yeah, I do. And I have a better way of doing it. I'm going to use my IDE. I have this other IDE that'll connect to that Spring box or that Linux box, and it's called the JetBrains Gateway. So give me a sec. I'm going to open that up. And that way I can develop on that x86 box, but I can show it here on the terminal. So I can close this for a sec. I have these SSH connections. Do I have an image that's easy to do here? Let's do a new one. From on that machine. So it's got IDE versions, so it's running the back end of my IDE on that machine. And then we're gonna go and do this. So see Fun, DaShaun. What do I want to do? I just want a simple Spring Boot app. I have one, right? Let's do, no, not that one. I want one that's good to show on stream, like that I'm doing something. Whoa, whoa, I don't want the language. Sorry about that. Wait. There we go. Sorry about that. I still have time. There we go. I like this. This is my jam. I'm still looking for a good project. So let's just build one. No, let's just take this. Let's take this, the app that we just did. New tab. We're gonna go into downloads, and we're gonna SCP that demo zip that we already made. We're gonna copy that over to Kaikaku. Okay, and then we're gonna unzip it. Cool. So let's grab that directory. It's in home, DaShaun, Fun, DaShaun, demo. Cool. Start the IDE and connect to that box. So now it's on a Linux box, but we're gonna act like we're doing it locally. I think that can go over there. So now I've got my IntelliJ happy goodness, but I'm running on one of the boxes that's over there in the closet. It's a Linux box. Because what we want to do is we want to try to do that native image build. So let me do this. I want to change this version. So let's go back and copy those. I think it's this composite one that I want to do. Nope, I think it's this one. The builder. I think. Oh, you know what I might need to do? Wait, where did my screen go? Here we go. Let's put this in here. Feature alert. You must accept the terms of legal notice for experimental features. Okay. Like I can do experimental stuff. Let's do this. Let's get a terminal. This terminal is on that remote machine. And then let's do this. NW Spring boot run. Let's just make sure that runs. Actually, I want to make sure that I'm using the right Java version. It's set for Java 17. So let's do that. We can go and access that box. It's on Kaikaku 8080 actuator health. It's up and running. Okay. So there we've got our little like feedback loop that it's working. Wait, I gotta move this. This is confusing me. And yeah, we can deal with that later. And we don't need that right now either. So we're here. And we can stop it. Now let's see if we can do a native build. Just like we tried to do before, mdnw-p native, spring boot build image. It might be that I need the composite and then add this as a build pack. So I could be like misunderstanding what's happening here. Okay, so yeah, I haven't gone to look at the repositories to know what I'm really doing. So let me try one more thing. I'm guessing based on this, it's maybe that I need to do this. Put this as my builder. And then, oops, and then I add the build pack. Let me go and make sure that I'm doing it the right way. And to make sure that I'm doing it the right way, if I go to spring.io, spring boot, learn, I want the reference doc. Container images, cloud native build packs. Nope, not that one. Maven plugin. Spring Boot build image. I want to go down here to the examples. It says builder and then run image. Nope, that's not what I want. I want builder and build packs. Build packs. Build packs. Maybe. Builder, not run image. No, I want to use the builder with a custom build pack. So it might be this. Does it go inside our image? Goes inside of image. So we'll put that one at build pack, and then I'm going to try to add this other. That's one of the cool things about build packs. We can kind of slap them together, and if this doesn't work, then I'm going to go and actually read what they're supposed to be doing. This is just how I do things. Let's see. Get him, pull him, let's go. Paketo build packs Java index. Paketo build packs build pack with tiny index. Invalid build pack reference. Okay, because that's a builder. So this is definitely a build pack. And then this is definitely the builder. So this is the one that I should want. So why isn't it working? So let's go look at his work. So Daniel Makusa, that is super awesome. Right? But I'm not going to go to the docs first. Come on. So let's go see what he's done. Build pack, Paketo build packs. Well, let's look at his repositories. I'm sure. Yeah, JVM. Okay, I don't see where it's coming from. So let's go take a look at his the Docker repo. Hub. Let's do it this way. Yes. And see if the Docker hub points us to the docs. Oh man. I just tried to go see. Oh, R. So here we have, okay, so there's no like additional info, but he pushed out this, can I pull, no, I can't see where it comes from. Paketo build packs builder, jammy build pack list tiny index. I think this is the thing. And what I'm gonna inspect, I can see that those are big. He's got 2 layers. I think this is what I'm supposed to be using. So let's try this one more time. And then the cool thing is I know how to reach out and ask. And I'm at this point in my career where it's okay to ask, or I'm okay with having to ask for help. So lifecycle creator failed with status code 20 is all that I see. No build packs participating. I do this. Can I do this? There it is. Thomas, my friend, were your ears burning? Because I've been throwing your name out quite a bit. Thank you for joining. I made it over 200 followers yesterday, so thank you for your help. Right now, this is kind of exciting. I am taking the, I was talking about you earlier, as you're one of the people that has gone through Spring Academy and done the professional certification, and now you are a Spring certified professional. Like, so I was touting that you're one of those people that, you know, part of this community that's out there doing stuff. You are yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you for dropping in. But I was bragging about you a little bit earlier. I'm gonna close some of these other things so I don't get distracted. We're learning Spring, but the thing that I wanted to focus on, I'm gonna go jump over here and make sure that my time, I know I have some meetings here today. So let me just input my calendar. Oh, I got plenty of time. What I'm doing now is I'm working on the Paketo side of things. I'm taking these Paketo build pack, the new stuff that Daniel Makusa has released, and I'm validating that it works. So I was confused as to what I was supposed to be doing, but now I've got it working. And what I've just done is I built a native image on a Linux machine. So now I want to go and I just want to run that image. I think I want to do just like the run. So there's my image. If I say Docker, I do Docker run name demo rm-d-p. I want to pass 8080 to 8080, and then I say just demo 0.0.1-snapshot. Right, that's the image that I just made. I think that's all that I need to do. That'll hopefully run it on port 8080 on that machine. So now it's running, right? Docker ps demo. What is this stuff? Web Azure domain. Ugh. Wait, what? Why is the web lab? Oh, because when I started doing it, I was doing it on Docker instead of on Kubernetes. So I'll stop those. Docker stop. So I had multiple versions of WebLogic running on this machine. Docker RM, just doing cleanup. Sorry. Docker stop this one. Just do a tiny little bit of cleanup. Yes, you're awesome. Thomas, you're awesome. Docker RM that. So now we're clean. Now we're Docker PS. We should only see our demo, and it's running. So now we should be able to go over here to Kaikaku 8080 actuator health. So that's running. So that's hitting the native image that's running here. Fantastic, that works. So the x86 version works. Good. Now let's take the exact same config. Let's grab this section and this is on x86. Let's move that over and let's go back to our local version. If I still have it up and running, I closed it. Let's reopen it. Hello, give me a terminal. New window. We're gonna grab this simple demo app. See downloads. See demo idea. And let's change our image. Oops. Image. This is exciting stuff. All right, so now what I think, what I'm expecting, what we're hoping is that when we do MDNW-P native Spring Boot build image, that we're gonna get an ARM64 version that I can run here. Wouldn't that be awesome? It's working. This is good. All right, I'm feeling this kind of big moment. Let's run it the same way that we did. We're gonna run it on port 8080, this version that we just built, which should be a native version. You know what, it kind of built fast. But look at, I see that it's doing the ARM64 stuff, but it didn't do the native part. So maybe this is just the Java part. Maybe it doesn't include, okay. Hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself here. CA, Bellsoft, Sift, this. So that's only 4. Is that what I had over here? Did I have the same 4? Because it built kind of fast. I was like, yeah. CA, Bellsoft, Liberica, Sift, Executable, and Dist. Wait, how come it ran 5 over there and 4 over here? It ran Dist, Zip. So I'll show you what I'm looking at. Sorry about that. Unknown provider ID. You want to pair? Do you want to do that? Give me a sec. I'm gonna do this. It's late for you. See, I wanted to get to a good spot because the Paketo working group meeting is coming up. But hold on one sec. I'm going to take a little note here. Then I want to do your spring off demo. You know what, Thomas? The version of, I'm thinking, I'm going to try to give you a shortcut. Josh Long did an episode with Thomas Riesberg where they go through the setup, and you can follow along really easy, and you can get a working example. So I want to point you there while I continue to work on this Paketo stuff that is kind of a little time sensitive. But if that doesn't help you, I just want to find a time to pair. And I'm going to say, just go grab time. And this is for anybody over here on DaShaun.com. You can grab time on my calendar right here. Boop. So I'm going to point you to that episode on youtube.com, coffee software. Let's see if I can find it. It's the episode with Thomas Reesberg. It was not that long ago. Easy OAuth with the durable spring authorization server. Is that the one?
Okay, so basically, friend, key configuration.
That's not the one. I wanted the one with.
Ignore everything else for now. Here's the.
I wanted the one with Thomas Reesberg. So give me a sec. Live. Where's the one with Thomas? There's one with you. Not Thomas. I see your episode with Josh. He did one with Steve. I think it was after the one that you did. Here, this one. Wow, it doesn't seem like it was 5 months ago. So I'm gonna put it, you found it, awesome. I'll put it, this is the one. This is the episode. Going full OAuth with the new Spring authorization server in Spring Boot 3.1. That's the episode. This is an easy one to watch. It's an hour, but it goes at a pace that you can literally follow along. So yes, you can fast forward, but like they're going back and forth and like, hey, this is how, and they do it all. So that's where I'm going to point you to while I continue to work on this. I'll put this link out there for everybody if anybody else wants to find it. There you go. That's the video that I was pointing Thomas to. Same link. All right, so now I'm going to change moods a little bit. I'm going to see if I can chill. There we go. So we're here. We didn't find this. Let's step back. It's working. So this is Kaikaku. It's working. It built on x86, but it wasn't building a native image. Yes, Thomas. Perfect. Watch that. Way more valuable for you right now. And then, yeah, come back if you get stuck. But I've got on my notes, I want to do, basically go through that same demo, do it, practice. We'll stretch out a little bit because I told you I want to do it within a Spring Modulith is the goal for me. So we'll see. And I think that's going to be easy, actually. All right, so we're here. We have it running. Did I keep it running over there? Yes, so it's still running over there. What is that? Peeking through. And let's look at this. The localhost version, it was up and running. We're gonna run it. It's not a native version, but it's running. Oh, it's already in use. Who else is running? So stop that. What did I do? What else is running? Oh, this one. Boop. We're not gonna come back to that. So let's just shut that one down. Stop. Hello. Okay, so it didn't start. So let's grab this and let's just say, hey, Docker, stop. Docker, remove. Let's try that again. We built it. Let's get it up and running. Okay, it's running. So I should be able to go over here and say localhost 8080 actuator health. And it's up and running. This is good. So now we need to do the native image stuff, right? So this, we're making progress here. because I see that this is pulling down ARM64 stuff. So we are in good shape. So now, if I'm over here, things are looking good. In both x86 and ARM64. Now, I want to try with native images, right? Like, so we're here, we did it. All right, so the changes, yeah, now we're having trouble, we're good. You already did that. I'm just now getting this. So Daniel, this feels amazing, right? I should be making a Java native build pack with the new lib pack. Is that correct? Let's see. This is exciting stuff. Can I? Oh, no. Or, never mind. I can build my build pack using these, using the artifacts we have pushed. Please hold. Try that. So let's go to this Paketo ARM64. So I'm good. I'm feeling good that we've validated the builds. This is huge. Like, this has been such a long journey. Docker stop this one, and Docker rm that. So this is just what. Those are old. That's okay. I'm not going to worry about that. Just as long as everything's good. Okay, clear. So I'm going to stop here on this image, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my Paketo project. This project. So let's go through our script and let's look at what we are doing here. And let's see if we can use, what Daniel has pushed out. This is the build pack. This is the build pack list builder. So, sorry, for reference, right, this is what's working. We're using this builder and this build pack. So what I do is I say, hey, let's go get this builder. Oh, this is going to be so awesome. Let's do this new. Here's what we're going to do immediately, because we can now. We have a version that works. Let's take this and let's get some help. Let's go over here, because I'm not a genius. Chat, and let's say, hey, bro, how did Pink Emma said it yesterday? She said my friend and buddy at work or something like that. Like, yeah, ChatGPT is my buddy from work. Hey, buddy, can you make this bash code little bit cleaner and easier to understand? Can you add best practices to it? Maybe refactor it a little so I can, understand it easier. Here's the code. Like, can you do that? Like, let's just see. Let's see what happens. Like, refactoring your bash script to make it cleaner and adhere to best practices involves several steps. I'll focus on improving readability, reducing code repetition, and enhancing maintainability. That's it. That's awesome. Here's a refactored version of your script. Do the stuff. I'm going to let it finish, and then I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to start from this version. How does that sound? So maybe it's a little bit cleaner. So that, right, this is something, I'm getting a code review from my buddy at work. There we go. He's doing stuff. I basically just refactored and pulled out a bunch of methods. Or that's not basically what it did. It's one of the things it did. Okay, key changes. Organize functions. Group related commands into functions for better readability and maintainability. Derive principle. Extract the repeated code into functions. Download file, extract version, pull Docker images to avoid repetition. Add comments to explain the purpose of functions and key steps. Remember, the goal of refactoring is to make the code easier to understand and maintain without changing its functionality. This revised script should be functionally identical to your original script, but with improved structure and clarity. All right, so let's copy this, right? And let's start up here. Or let's do it this way. Let's do this. So it said, hey, work is empty. Let's do the thing, and then let's just copy and fill in the blanks. Function to download a file quietly. Function to extract a version from builder. Function to pull necessary Docker images. Function to clone and check out a build pack. The clone build pack should be the same. function to build local build packs. That should be the same. I mean, that's awesome. Update metadata dependencies. This is the important one. This is one that I spent a lot of time on, which I probably don't even need going forward, because we're not doing the search replace thing. We're actually just going to build the different versions. Java work doesn't change. And yeah, these things are, this is the old way of doing it. So we're actually probably going to just remove these. But it's good to start from a working example, right? So the Java work doesn't change. Java native image work doesn't change. Again, these I think are going to change. But let's just get it, let's fill in the blanks. Let's get it back to a working copy. Java native image work. After we do the Java native image work, then the rest of the build pack stays the same. Okay. All right. So let's walk through what we're doing here. We're gonna do this. We're gonna make this Paketo build packs directory here. Then we're gonna link Paketo build packs into DaShaun. Okay, so that's just a copy. Cool. Then we're going to download this file. Well, here's where we're gonna start. So this file is the builder jammy tiny builder toml. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna grab this builder, but where's that toml file? Paketo build packs builder jammy build pack list tiny. So I think I know where that is. I think he just made a version of github.com Paketo build packs. There's like a build pack list. Builder jammy build pack list tiny. Does that resonate? Is that what we're doing? Paketo builder build pack list tiny. So what I think this is, what he's done is he's taken this build pack list tiny. Why is the links? It looks all funky. There, Paketo builder build pack list tiny. We want this toml. So this, I'm gonna go and look at this. I believe that this build image is gonna have AMD and ARM64. So I'm just verifying. Paketo build packs. The build jammy tiny. And it does, it's both. So this is a multi-arch builder. This is a multi-arch builder. The run is probably also run jammy tiny is probably also multi-arch, right? Run jammy tiny tags. multi-arch. Fantastic. Okay. So I don't want in this TOML, it doesn't have any build packs. Right, it doesn't have any build packs. So if I continue, if I say, hey, I don't want this one, I'm going to use this one. Right. Here's my new URL. So let's download this, build packless TOML. Then the Java native image version. Well, that's not going to exist. Right, when I do this extract version. It won't be in there. So I'm not going to extract a Java version or a Java native version. What I'm going to do let me do this. Let me see what happens when I do. I'm gonna run this script's tiny, and the builder TOML that I generate, I'm gonna look at that, and I want to just generate a similar builder. Is what I'm trying to do. So what we've done is we basically took that build packless builder and we said, hey, use this build pack on top of it, and that's the same as going here and inside of this throwing a build pack. Right? So it's the same. It's like, hey, here's my stack, but I want to add these build packs. So it's going to do its thing. While that's going, because we have time, hey, Ginka, Penka, hello. Thanks for joining. Welcome. My name is DaShaun. I'm a Spring Developer Advocate. I'm right now working on build packs, Paketo build packs to be exact. And we're trying to make it so we have a build pack that generates ARM64 or x86 images. Either way. And it's exciting. This has been a project that's been a long time coming. All right. Oh, please hold. I'm distracted for 1 sec. I'm gonna do some of the working things here. In my role, I focus on open source, and when I'm at my computer and I'm doing open source things, why not stream? Why not do it live? Why not make myself available so that if you've got a question, if you're stuck, you can ask. If I'm busy and I don't want to be distracted, I won't be on the stream. Like if I'm doing things where I need the deep focus, cool. I'll make time for that. But when I can be interrupted, when I'm doing open source stuff, I'm here. Oh, this is wonderful to hear. Thank you so much. That makes me feel good. That makes me feel good. I'm glad that you're here. So, right now, I just have to answer some folks at work, so I'm just like slightly distracted. So just bear with me. And I'll let you watch something like hopefully that's moving. Let's see. So this is going. Oh, something failed. We ran into a failure. Exit status 2 at pre-packaging script at Jam Pack. Oh, so it's my version of Jam. All right. Or my version of Go. Okay, so I got a little bit of updating to do, but please hold. Let me focus on my friends, my coworkers, for just a moment, and we'll get right back to that. So I have a little bit of time here before I need to jump. Let's see here. Oh, that is nice. That is nice. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I just saw this news. I'm at ARM64. Like, this is literally what I'm talking about. I'm over here trying to make Paketo ARM64 build packs that deliver ARM64 OCI images. And on the other side, Oracle's over here saying, hey, you want to run your ARM OCI images? We got a place for you. Like, this is awesome. So, like, you understand this is a direction. Like, I'm just a tiny little piece of this momentum, this move. I want to make it work. So I've been working on this for a long time. If I go over here, DaShaun, Hub, not DaShaun. And this thing, this one, look at that. It's got 10,000 downloads. This builder is a multi-architecture builder, Java native image, Go profile. I think it's supposed to be profile. Build packs. Like, this is what I'm doing. What we just tested was Daniel Makusa's that has Java. And we want to get this Java native image. That's the next step. If we can get Java and Java native image, then all my people, this community, this Spring community, this Java community, can start leveraging things like this. Boom. So we're all heading in this direction. But like, this is DaShaun. Like, people are like, who's this DaShaun guy? Well, 10,000 people are like, hey, he seems trustworthy. Right? 10,000 people are like, yeah, like, we'll give it a go. But I want to make it bigger, right? Because people definitely trust these guys more. These are the guys that are doing all the stuff, that are doing the things. So look at this, 100,000. That's where we need to be. That kind of blows my mind that this is at 10,000 and that was at 100,000. I feel like this number should be way, way, way higher. Oh, the other number, wherever it went, this one. I feel like that number should be higher. Anyways, this is what I do. This is what I'm working on. I just saw this news, like, great news. Thank you, Kevin, for sharing that with me. This is where we're going. We're trying to help this happen. I'm trying to help this happen. This is fun. So I'm catching up with my people, and that's exciting news. So I'll let you let's read that. I think I get it. I understand what's going on there. But I'm going to give you something interesting to read as I make sure that all of my coworkers are getting the help that they need. I want to help you, but I also want to help my team, help them go forward. And so let me jump over here. The CMB is working on arms for it. I'm working on this right now. I'm working on this right now. Live. On Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Come join me. Tanzu, O-C-I-R-D. Okay. AI ML conference. No, I didn't know that. I'm working on this. I'm working on the Paketo ARM64 CMB stuff right this minute. Boom. I'll swing back to the AI, Spring AI stuff later this week. All right. So that's my friend Kevin. He's awesome. I want to give him updates, but I want to make sure that all of my people are getting updated. So again, it'll just be a couple more minutes. Hey, amigos. Awesome. Amazing. All right, so spring office hours. Let me do the PR. Let me go check and see if that's done. Dan. Just peeking, greetings, thanks. Fantastic. 57. Cool. Perfect. Boom. All right, fantastic. Almost done going through my updates. Welcome. 11 to 12. Oh no, this is. Oh wait, that's a slightly different one. Let me send you I'm almost done doing the thing. I think I have everybody updated. All right, cool. We're back. Letting pesky work get in the way. Look at this. Hello, welcome back. You made it. Funny thing, if you're just now joining, I did the WebLogic stuff earlier today. and I realized I had conflicting WebLogic. I had my Kubernetes operator, and I had the Docker images that I'd spent time building. I had those still running on Docker. So I found out a problem that I had. So we're moving on. What I'm working on right now is I'm focused on Paketo build packs, trying to do some of this stuff, trying to move some things forward. And I'm going to, this one is not building, and I believe it's because I've got, there's some new stuff, and I've got to get new versions of Go. So let's see what I'm doing here. How do I upgrade my Go version? Because I think that's the problem. Golang upgrade. How did I even install it? I don't know. Download, install. Go. Let's see. Go version. Go version. 1.18.2, and I bet I need one of these later ones. So open the package you downloaded. Oh wait, let's just grab it. What could possibly go wrong? Let's just do it, and let's just do it live, right? Yeah, right. That's kind of what we're doing. Sudo apt update. But right now I'm on a Mac, and I'm trying to upgrade Golang. So we're here on Mac OS ARM64, this one. So we're going to download this package into our downloads, and let's run it. What could possibly go wrong? We're going to do it live. So because we're on stream and I know what version I need to roll back to. If I need to roll back to something, it's 1.18.2, but we don't want to go backwards, right? What if I'm missing all the great new features and all the great new performance? I'm already running into issues, so I should be on the latest version of Golang. So let's open that up. Yes, I'm going to say the same things that I say about Spring. Yeah, with Golang, like there's no reason that I should be on the old stuff. So let me open a new Finder window, and let's run that package that we just downloaded off the internet. What could possibly go wrong? Previous installation detected. This will remove the previous. Okay, cool. I don't want to back up any data. Yes, go. Install for all the users. And big boy. Let's go. So, you know what? This is a question that I have been asked a lot lately, and I'm starting to get a little bit of a complex about it. Kotlin is great. It's cool, and it's probably something I should take for a spin. But I like Java. But here's the thing: I'm a Spring developer advocate, and Spring works on Kotlin and Java, so I should probably like reach out and kind of meet the community halfway at least, right? So I'm not going to do it in 2023, but I will. I'm going to write it down, and I'm going to say like I need to like commit to learning Kotlin in 2024. There, I've done it. I wrote it down in Notion, so now I got to do it, right? All right, let's move this to the trash. We don't need that anymore. We have the new version of Go. Maybe that's all that we needed to do. Let's jump over back into our IDE and let's say Go version. We're on the latest and greatest. And now let's try running our stuff again. Scripts, tiny. And this is just kind of like to prove it out. What I should do is over here where I do my CI. It says Go 1.9.0. But that's the, hold on, let's see what version it installs of Go. So it can't be installing a Go version 1.9, right? Go install YJ. It's got to be doing like the latest version of Go. So let's circle CI Go orb. The Go orb 1.8. What is even happening here? I'm using Go 1.9.0. Why is this saying 1.8.0? Like, I don't even understand what's happening. What? Created, okay. This is what we're using, 1.9.0. We can tell it which version to use, but assuming it uses the latest otherwise. That can't be right. We'll see, I guess. We will see. I was using 1.18. This looks like it's moving forward. So it looks like my suspicion was correct. Maybe. I guess we'll see when we get to Yarn. So I think, am I not? I think I'm building all these different versions. So I do. I build the base. Wow. I packed a lot into this little script here. Things are running. It is doing the pack build for Builder Arm. So it's using this builder, right? Build packs, Java native image. Is it using this builder? Or it's in here? Nope. Don't I want to see a base builder? So I know that the Kotlin Java thing, I'm committing to learning Kotlin in 2024 so that I can meet the Spring community there as well. But yeah, I thought about it, but I still don't know Java as well as I should. Right? I still have a lot of stuff to learn about Java. So we'll see. There's a lot. And this looks like it's working. So it was the Go version. It was as easy as that. I'm going to commit this, and I'm going to push out a new version so that we have something to compare against. We're going to assume that this works. So what we're doing is I'm building. It shouldn't push this. It shouldn't push it. It should stop here. Right. Everything else worked. So where we're at, it created the manifest. So it's doing that. It did push. Oh, whoops. Okay, so it did push. I didn't really want it to. So I'm gonna commit this so I get a real version, not one that's created on my computer. I want to get one that's created on the Circle CI, and because it'll use the same date, it'll override it. I didn't make any changes. Let's look at these stacks that we're pulling in. Build Jammy Tiny 023. Run Jammy Tiny 0211. Or should I just do latest? And let's look at build Jammy Tiny. Is build Jammy Tiny latest multi-arch? Yes. I was using 023, but I believe I can use latest. So for build Jammy base, can I do that? Build Jammy base, is that multi-arch? It's not. So in order to do Jammy base, let's look at Daniel Makusa. See if he's got a new version. Nope, 002. So we'll just use that same one, and that's okay. That's a one-off. But this should work. Is there any other magic numbers in here? I don't think so. Okay. So as soon as this is done, actually I don't even have to wait for it to be done. Let's just do this. Get status, get add scripts tiny, get status, yeah, that's fine, get update stack versions. Okay, and we're gonna push that up. So what? So let's go over here. Let's just make sure that that's kicked off. Circle CI. Login. Yes, I'm old school. And let's go to DaShaun. And let's see that we have a new running version. So we'll keep an eye on that. And what that's going to do is push out a new version, and it's going to get some benefits of the latest and greatest stuff. Let's go back here. So am I hosting a local registry? I have a local registry, but the process I was just doing is actually kicking it up to Docker Hub. So I don't normally push to a local registry. I'm normally pushing everything out to the public because that's me. I'm open source, like push it all out. So I just use my Docker Hub, which is here. Hub. DaShaun. Right there. So yep, see, you just did it a few seconds ago. So I'm pushing them all out there. I have a question about architecture. There's a service class annotated with that service, which contains CRUD, I think, operation in some specific Git methods. I need to change fields in the entity which are performed with this service, and because of it need to fully override specific Git methods in the service and remove their old realization. What's the correct way to do it? Should I separate specific Git methods into another interface, or should I make the current service as an abstract class and re-implement the required Git methods? So my question back to you is like, I understand that you have a service layer and it's got some specific get methods, but you want to change fields in the entity. Are you, because that you need to fully override the get methods in the service and remove their old realization? Can you not just re-implement? I don't think you need to do an abstract to get away, deprecate the old methods and just add the new ones. I'd put an at deprecated, start to announce. I might leave them, or does it break? Do the old ones not work anymore? But either way, you don't need to re-architect. You don't have to add another interface. Oh, but you could, right? Your interface, your new interface, you're just using a new interface that has just those new methods, if that's how it was done before. So one of the things that I say here is like, because of the format of what we're doing, and especially because you've been here before, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say, hey, thank you. Shout out to Ginka. Like, hey, thanks for being here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say this. This is what I like. Can you put your question into a public GitHub repo? Like, can you show me an example of what you're trying to do in a repo? And then we could talk about it here. We could talk about it live. Otherwise, I'll say like, hey, maybe if you don't want to put it out on the stream, I'm going to do this. I'm going to send you a little, are you on Discord? And I'll send you a little invite to where like you have questions. Well, maybe me or somebody else in the Discord, maybe we can help. But a slightly less public place to ask questions. So let me just do this real quick. And there you are now invited to my GitHub. Please don't share the link. And yeah. All right, let's keep on keeping on. Fantastic. All right. So we're doing stuff. If you can give me a GitHub repo, then maybe I can look and help you work through it. Or if you've got time, maybe I send you an invite and we just do it together. What we did last night was I just shoot you an invite and then you can like share your screen on stream, and then we can like look at your code together if that's okay. But let's somehow find a way of working together and getting all the information that we need. And I bet you if we could look at code together, we'd be able to figure it out. So that's my thing. That's what I'm offering up. But right now, I really want to get to a next milestone in this Paketo thing, this ARM pack. So if you're okay with like hanging on for a little bit, I'm gonna end this stream here pretty soon because I want to get over to these other meetings. So I'm gonna wrap it up. Give me like 15 minutes. I'm gonna wrap up this stream, and then later today is Spring Office Hours. later today. That'd be 2:30 p.m. Central Daylight, Chicago time. And yeah, and then after that, later on, I'll do some more streaming. But this is what's going on. If you can put it into a Get Every People, share me that link. You got an invite to my Discord. I put it into a Whisper on Twitch. Later today, spring office hours is what we're gonna do. And yeah, so I'm gonna wrap up here in like 15 minutes. I'm gonna just try to work through this. All right, here we go. And we got some tips here. You should be able to just pull those build pack images into another builder. The Bellsoft one has Nick. You should be able to put together a native image builder. Oh, actually, I don't think I built the native image build pack this way. So that would be missing. It has no depth though, so it's easy to build. It's really no different than what you were doing before, because the lib pack change only impact build packs that install depths. Okay, so I'm on the right track. But now I say that. I said I was going to stream for 50 more minutes, but now my tummy just said, hey, dude, be cool. That's what my stomach just said. So I said 15 minutes, but now I'm going to not go 15 minutes. I'm going to get excited about this stuff here, this little note, and this should be easy. I'm going to get excited about this, but I'm going to take a break. I'm going to get ready for some other meetings. I really want to go to the Paketo working group meeting, which is coming up here shortly. And then I hope to see you at spring office hours at 2:30. So in like 3 hours. And then I will do some more streaming later this evening, this afternoon. So thanks everybody. Thanks everybody for hanging out. We had a couple of questions, services. Hey, we gotta make changes. This question is a good question, and I do want to do this. Ginka Pinka, I want to look at this and work through it, and think out loud and talk out loud and go. But I'm gonna wrap up now, and I'll be back later. I'm just streaming. I don't really have agendas. I got a lot of work that I'd like to get done, but why not do it with you? Why not do it live? That's the plan. So thanks for joining. Let me wrap it up this way. You know what we could do? For those of us that are on Twitch, we could do a raid. I don't know exactly how to do that, but I'm gonna try. So over on Twitch, we're gonna raid Finite. I think. Did I spell that right? Finite. Why is that not working? I'm looking. I want tiny. Or maybe grimy. Maybe I'm totally not seeing how that's supposed to work. Let's try this. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to wrap up my stream. I'm saying thank you for coming and hanging out, and this has been fun. There's a lot of exciting stuff that's happening over on the ARM64 side. We saw some cool news about what Oracle's doing to allow us to run ARM64 OCI images in their infrastructure. So we're gonna try to stream to raid Grimy Badger, and we're gonna come back later. I hope to see you at spring office hours, and yeah, ta-ta for now. Let's see if that works. Oh, that didn't work. Why is it? How do I do the raid thing? It says raid channel, send viewers to another channel when your stream ends. Raid channel Grimy Badger. The raid has been created. 1 viewer, 3 viewers are ready to go. Let's go. All right. Ta-ta. Thank you.